Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Harakah, Kodash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, the great millstone, who do real well and teach well. Shalom to all the sincere, I can push and strip on the faith of the four corners of the earth. While shalom to the few sincere sisters, the Aquafian, listening and being obedient to the husband home, as well as to the one-third scattered abroad. I say shalom. Come back at you with another lesson, Lord, and be quick, straight into the point, and be edifying your hearts out. And this lesson, or this video, I'm just going to center around the topic, of prophecy, man. And that's, the biggest things that's happening in the earth is the Lord's word is not returning into him, vain. It's not being sent and returning unto him void. It's accomplishing, fulfilling whatever the Lord, pushes it out to be. You have mass uproars of the people. You have all these foreign delegates or foreign representatives for whatever their country is walking out when, Benjamin not a Jew, is speaking, and you got all these other, representatives clapping, for them. Those are the ones that's, walking out. You have all these countries publicly speaking on recognizing Palestine as a state or whatever. And then you have over there in Italy, them being one of the countries over there in that region that haven't did it. And you have mass protests, that's barely, being broadcasted on mainstream media and things of that nature, man. You say that people not really buying things and going to work and things of that nature. It was like majority of the people is getting to the streets. I think it was said like 20,000 plus, if I'm not mistaken. So you got prophecy, that's being fulfilled, and it's not going to stop, man. It's not going to stop until that man be taken out of the way. And who's that man? It's Esau Edom, man. And I see this a lot, man. A lot of these, you got all these people, because as the scriptures say, now I get there. Give me a quick lesson. I just really ran the spiritual random, but just gonna hit a couple topics and we'll be edifying. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, and verse 4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the book," or shut up the words, and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And we in the time of the end. How do we know? Because knowledge is being increased. You even have these Edomites, man, which they thinking, they really don't know, but we know, Edom and Amalek, y'all are, the same. You come from the same progenitor, which is Esau. Amalek is just the chief house of, Esau, Edom, and that lineage or whatever, But you got to even have these Edomites, making all these videos of, Amalek and all the secrecy that they tried to hide over the years, and how everything is finally becoming, revealed. As the scripture says, everything that done in the dark shall, be brought into the light, man. So you have all these, as the scriptures say, his tongue will fall upon his own self, man. You got the kingdom divided, man. It's nighttime. This dude riding with no lights. It's like probably a damn Eve. But you got the own tongue, of Esau, Edom, falling upon themselves, man. And they can't do nothing about that, man. You see them now trying to acquire TikTok, because it's real short videos that they just, come packed with all types of information. And a lot of them, a bunch of them be on Amalek, man. Now supposedly trying to ban the juice emoji, man. So the skirt, overall of Esau Edom, but especially Amalek, is being uncovered, man. But you got these people. Yeah, that was my point. You got these people who don't know shit, man. They'll it's something revealing about Amalek and this, or it might be something revealing about Amalek not being the Jews. Then somebody say, oh, yeah, well, he's Mido, or you talk about Yahushua, which they say Jesus, which is not his name. His name is Yahushua, they'll say, yeah, oh yeah, we knew he wasn't white because the dude or whatever literally saying, the so-called Negroes the so-called Jews back then, or the Negroes would go back into the Jews or whatever, man, But you had these Edomites, yeah, he's Middle Eastern, he's olive skin, or you would just have a Jake saying in the comments, yeah, because they're not the true people or whatever, and you would just have an Edomite just saying some off the wall shit, niggas saying all type of shit like ham and then somebody say, yeah, because they're Edomites, and you have a reply to that, they're Japhites. You have a lot of bugged out people, out there, man. But the elect, have the 100%, truth. Lord willing to be that part of the number, man, the hopeful elect, from starting the other apostles turning them down. We have, the 100% truth, man, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave, our, elder apostles, like Elder Abba Bivens and, Elder King Mashan and things of that nature, they pass all the way down to the apostle Tahar, man. But you have a lot of people, that's just bugged out, man, because people are giving into vain things and, false doctrines. But over here at GMS, we pride ourselves on what? Breaking down the scriptures right. Teaching what? Teaching prophecy, man. Because how can you be in the spirit of Yahweh Shai if you're not prophesying, man? You have many, many things, you have a lot of topics you can go into, man, because everything is happening at once, man. The dominoes and the time is ticking for Babylon the Great, man. Soon it's about to be, over with, man, for this place, man. It's already crumbling. There's no ointment, there's no healing, that you can do, for Babylon the Great, man. So you have all these Edomites that's trying to, put the blame on Jake, and if we get Jake, and send these National Guard troops, and Trump to send these National Guard troops, then, all our problems are going to be solved. Well, that's false, man. Because Jake is a problem, but Jake is nowhere near your main problem, man. Your main problem is, you your own damn self, man. Because you are the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. The nation that the Lord, whom he hates, forever, man. When you be taken out of the way and taken out of power, then peace, will spring up, man. Because that's the time of what? The scriptures say Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, man. And that world, what? Aeon, whatever you want to call it, man. That's a period of time, man. And this period of time of rulership is going to be what? Forever, man. But you got Edomites trying to, it's Jake. Nah, man, it's you Edomites, man. You have the power, the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven, man, and the sword, man, to go and great rob and murder and the philosophy and the wine and the influence. You have all that, man. Jake only do so much, man. Jake don't have no damn power, man. Jake think they have power. They got a little switch or a gun. Jake don't have no power, man. They're just a bunch of little kids running around with toys, running around with guns or whatever, man. But when it comes down to the come down, it's you Edomites, man, that have to be taken out of the way. And when you do get taken out of the way, starting with, our king, our big brother Yahweh, then what? Righteousness is going to spring forth, in the earth, man. But as the scriptures say, the devil will come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that they have but a short time, man. But it also says what? Rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, man. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, man. See, as always, Elder Apostle throwing them down, they say, we rejoicing right now, man. Because this place, as the scripture say, we're yet this day in our captivity. We're about to be loosened, man. Them shackles is being loosened, as our Elder Apostle speaking and prophesying things of that nature, man. That's why it's a beautiful time, and as well as it's an important time, to stay focused. First and foremost, talking to myself, because there's so many distractions, psyops. There's a lot of false religions and false doctrines, and everybody think they're a prophet now. It's just a bunch of madness, that's going on. That's why, it's important to stay locked in, into the apostles and bishops and elders, of Great Millstone, to be fed, the right food, So anybody can get fed, but if you fed the wrong food, then what? You're done, man. And ultimately, as the scriptures say, the deceive and the deceive, this deceive and the deceiver are not his, man, or are his, man. Salaki. They are of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because he controls all, man. But that's just a quick lesson, quick point. Speaking on a few different topics, it's so many, so much stuff, that's going on. You just gotta try to catch up. I gotta try to catch up. I know always other brothers say, things are happening fast, just like El Apostle Tar said on one of his recent videos. You go to the bathroom, you miss something, and that's right, man. You got over there, and the Lord will not make a video on that. You got UK coming with the digital ID, saying, hey, if you want to work, you gotta have a digital ID, man. And all these countries saying the digital ID. I think that was UK actually because of the immigrants and things of that nature. What's happening over here in Babylon the Great? All these immigrants and the immigrants are the problems and things of that nature. And what? Oh, since we can't control them, all of them, we're gonna roll out this digital ID, which they already have for them immigrants, but we're gonna roll it out for everybody because we can't differentiate, that word, whatever. And we just want to get everybody in our system to make it more convenient, efficient, and safe, or whatever, for America. Yeah, make America great again, or whatever, man. But then what ultimately that's going to roll into getting that Karagma, man. And the apostles, the bishops, the elders been saying this for years, man, and it's happening, man. The economy is shit. I think gold is at an all-time high. I seen the other day, man. Silver and things of that nature. The money doesn't mean anything. Your politician doesn't mean anything. Right or left, because they gonna speak the same knowledge, man. So this is the time, man. This is the time of what? The end, man. You have uproars of the people. It's beautiful, man. We in the end, man. And, Yahweh Tazah, we continue, and Lord willing be the elect number. But with that, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the bishops, double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, the Great Millstone. And shalom to all the essential, I can push and truth, hope, and faith, all the folk on the earth. Detailed, body, ball. Shalom.